In most games, you're a pawn, a nobody tossed into a battle far bigger than yourself. Your objectives are handed to you, your path is already written, and your choices are limited. You follow orders and hope you survive. But in RTS, you are the commander. Every move is your decision, every mistake is your fault, every victory is your creation alone. RTS games don't test your reactions, they test your mind, your planning, your awareness, and your adaptability. Let's take a look at the most popular strategy game studio on the planet, Supercell. If you've owned a smartphone in the last decade, you've played Clash Royale or you've played Clash of Clans. These games aren't just hits, they're simplified gateways into the pillars of what makes RTS gameplay. Clash Royale tests your micro, troop placement, timing, reading your opponent and reacting in real time to what's happening on your screen. Clash of Clans tests your macro, building a base, producing resources, managing defenses, and preparing long-term strategies to survive and thrive and beat opponents. To show you how a strategy game works, we're going to look at a game called Beyond All Reason. Before you can do anything, you need resources. Beyond All Reason has three: metal, energy, and build power. Metal can be obtained by using ore veins to place metal extractors, getting you a steady income of metal. And you can also get metal by converting energy, and you can also get it by reclaiming dead and metal wreckages of fallen troops. Energy can be obtained through various ways: tidal, using water, air, using wind turbines, and then solar panels and fusion reactors. Typically, you want to start economically friendly with wind turbines and tidals, and then move your way up to solars and then fusion reactors. And finally, you have your build power, which basically is your manpower. Basically, build power being how quickly you can disperse those resources. So rather than just getting one unit to build a house, you could get 4 units to do it 4 times quicker, as long as you've got the resources to do it. The game modes you can play in Bar are quite extensive. Each game usually has 16 players max, unless there's a developer event, where it can be like 150 players, 100 players, etc. In these games you could be doing 4v4v4v4, 2v2v2, you get the idea, 8v8, that sort of thing. And it doesn't even stop there. You can even put yourself into defense modes where you're basically playing a tower defense and trying to survive. If you have enjoyed the video so far, please make sure you sub and like. We're going for 50 likes this video, and also check out the Twitch. It would mean so much to me, as we're nearly at 2,000. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the video. Me, I'm not particularly a good player, but I'm still going to show you a 3v3 nonetheless, and everything I do and why I'm doing it, so you can understand the strategy of how the game works. First things first is to pick a position, communicate with your team on what you're trying to do. Now, my teammates are very high OS compared to me. I'm 7, one's 14, and one's like 36. So they are significantly better than me at the game. So trusting their OS, we're going to play front hard. Early aggression, moving units up, taking mexes, grabbing as many resources as we can, and then we're going to give them out to our team to use to get us up through the techs. Now, it's important before we even start the actual round that we get a build queue in. So holding shift down, and then building our wind turbines and a couple of mexes in our first lab. Now, the most crucial part of playing front is intel. Getting ticks and using them to figure out what your opponents are doing so you can make the right units and prepare yourself for the situation ahead. So now that I've got my ticks out, I've realized I've actually got quite a few, so I just kind of leave them there until I'm ready to go, until I see anything come along. But we've got the halfway point and we know they've not pushed up that far. So I send my commander up to put down some turrets to secure it even more, while my constructor bot goes around and captures some mexes, and I've got 2 of them now. Now, these games are really hard to create content on because there's so much going on the screen and so much that I'm doing as a player all at the same time that to narrate it all is actually kind of difficult. So now I've realized they still haven't pushed me, maybe it's my turn to go on the offense and be even more aggressive. So I start pushing some leftover ticks up the field to try and see if I can nab some of their resources away from them. Taking down a few mexes, maybe they've got some storage up, maybe they've got a few wind turbines I could destroy, anything to slow down their progression right now and give me an advantage when pushing up. As the less resources they have, the more resources I'll have. And out of all of those 5 ticks, we got 1 through and we're already destroying some mexes, stopping them from getting the most resources they can get and putting them a little bit behind in resources, which is good. While I was pushing with my tick, I got my commander up the field, putting down turrets, securing the area the best I can. And now it's a battle between me and yellow for the domination of that middle mex, as that's worth 5 metal a second, and if we can get that, then we can get a lot more resources out and dominate. Now, you've just seen me de-gun his turrets. The D gun in the game is a weapon that only the commanders have, and it requires energy. And I can use that to basically one-shot anything. When I say basically, it literally one-shots anything, so super useful, but we can't let our commander die. We need him. Okay, so now that we've got a radar up, and we've also got some turrets going up, we've got a lot of security on this place. We also have red and yellow fighting us, so we're currently 2v1, which is a good thing, because we're holding them. It means that my teammates can make a flank and push very hard, and not have much resistance, as they're putting all their pressure on the middle lane right now. So hopefully their teammates will pick up on that, and then they'll push to the left. And as you can see, they already are a good flank going, putting pressure on red and making their game way harder. Now, right now in this little middle bit we've got going on, it's a battle of micros who can control their units better type of thing. I am not great, so I need to keep my units alive as much as possible, and I'll try and use my commander to heal them while out of combat, and then put them forward, pull them back, put them forward, pull them back, and just try and secure that area. Even if we don't get that max, it's still good if we can stop them from getting it. We don't want to give them free resources and they overwhelm us with troops. Right now it seems pretty balanced. They can't get edge over us, and we can't get an edge over them. As we're slowly winning the middle lane, I've pushed up and taken the max, giving us extra resources for the team. As my goal right now is to get the medal and give it to our teammates so they can make a Tech 2 lab. That Tech 2 lab, they can create a Tech 2 constructor for me without actually having to build the lab, saving me about 2,000 metal in resources. They can give me that constructor, and I can upgrade my mexes so they're not just producing 2.9 or 5.1 or however much is on the ore vein. It will be doubled 4 times. So it could be 8, it could be 12. It will be a lot more resources for us, significantly giving us an opportunity to overwhelm the opponents if they haven't done it at the same time of us. So now I've realised I'm leaking hella metal, and my teammates in the blue doesn't actually have a lot of metal, so I decided to drop him an easy 700. So he can really boost out some units if he wanted to now, or we can really work on his eco again. Unfortunately, at this point, our opponents put down an area control turret, which is basically like a long-range cannon, and it's going to stop us from putting any turrets down and really securing that place. And it's also going to make it very difficult for us to push units up, as it's quite good against our Tech 1 units at the moment. But I notice on my minimap, I can see my blue teammate is pushing tanks around the rear. So basically, my goal right now is to hold this as long as I can, until my teammate can push up the T2 tanks, and we can do a full push together. And just as things start to look really, really bad for me, they're knocking out my radars. Blue comes in with 3 bulls. Now these bulls are so much stronger than every unit we have, so we can significantly take a lot of ground here. So I push as hard as I can with all my units, and also establish my own cannon just in case we lose the fight. Now I realise we're winning this fight drastically, so we can already see that commander, and if we take him out, he basically turns into a nuke and explodes. So we're going for the commander now. If we can take him out, he'll explode.
Enemy commander destroyed.
While all of this is going on, we're taking this commander. There's a lot of wreckage on the field that we can take for medal. This is the perfect time for us to start thinking about going Tech 2 and building that next lab, which costs 2,000. We can see there's near enough 4 grand in medal sitting on the field. If we can pick all that up and have a unit back at the base, start building our Tech 2, we can produce even stronger units and be way ahead of the curve. So while we're picking up the metal, we're building a Tech 2, we're still producing units, and we're still pushing in front, which is the most ideal thing we can be. We're improving our economy and how many resources we're getting, we're stopping their economy, and we're also taking ground, taking metal, killing commanders, which basically gives us a free win, and they can't really do much about it at this point. As soon as your economy goes, everything else falls apart, and you can't put units out to defend yourself. And that near enough gives us the win. We have... Basically, that's it. We won. They've resigned. They realized there's not much they can do here, and that's the game over. Now, this is a 3v3. That was a 20-minute game. If you're playing 8v8s, for me, they usually last 40 minutes on the dot. And if it lasts any longer than 40 minutes, it can go up to an hour. And the longest game I've had is about 2 to 3 hours. It can be incredibly long, but they are incredibly fun. Sorry about any weird spellings in my words. It's just I'm not used to doing this much narration, and I don't know if it's something you guys even want to see.